This is MMAOddsbreaker.com, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching, listening, and paying attention to the world famous, infinitely known, the man who started fighting. How old were you when you started fighting? Like 12, 11? When you started fighting professionally?
My first pro fight, I was 14 in Mexico. I fought a 23-year-old champion. I was 141 pounds. He was 168. And I beat him up for 5 rounds bare knuckle.
Wow. That's Karo, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who that is. He's one of the originators. And literally was on the scene by the time he was 18 years old. He was already a known name in the fighting world. And geez, what a ride you've had career-wise. You've had the top of the, you've been the top of the top and then the bottom of the bottom. And you're in the middle of a resurgence now, getting ready to fight Rick Hahn in Bellator this next week. And you and Rick have actually competed in judo against each other. Is that correct?
Yeah. Years ago, I was 17. He was about 24. He was in his prime. I was 17. We went back to back. I fought him in the U.S. Open. Pretty much messing up in the U.S. Open and the Nationals. I bought him. He beat me in the Nationals. It was a good match. I always had good matches with him. We were always top 4 in the country. He went to the Olympics. I went to the UFC, and I respect him as a judoka. He's a really good judoka. But we've had battles before.
All right. Well, let's break down Rick Hahn, the fighter. We already know Rick Hahn, the judo guy. Let's talk about Rick Hahn, the fighter. How do you see him coming at you this next Thursday night on Bellator on Spike TV?
I see him coming out, trying to stand up with me, trying to brawl, trying to get me to get in that brawl situation so he can land a punch and try to end my night. And God forbid, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm too seasoned for that stuff. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's a great judoka. I think he's established himself as a good MMA fighter in the last several years. But then again, I've been fighting from a very young age. I fought big names. I've beaten big names. Obviously, Frank, we fought in the same circuit together for many years. So I think it's going to be a tough fight, but at the same time, I think that I'm going to be victorious at the end. I'm going to pour everything I have on him for 3 rounds.
Now, your drug problems have not been, kept a secret. Like, you've really had to battle to come out of your addiction to painkillers, and you were very public about it because you really wanted to get healthy and you really wanted to get on it. And, you slipped and fell a couple of times, and that's what every addict does. And you seem to now be lucid and wide awake and kind of back to full form. What finally happened to make that go on? Because I know it's been a struggle for you for a long time. It wasn't like you wanted to be an addict. You were trying desperately to stop. What happened finally to make that switch?
Well, I mean, it's really good that you put me on the spot. I never really like to talk about it unless somebody actually brings it up. I started abusing pain medications when I tore my hamstring, and I still never took any medicine. I was 24 years old. I hadn't taken 24 pills in my entire life. I believed when people were saying, take a medication, I was like, I'm not sick. I just have pain. Time will pass. The pain will get better. I don't have to do anything. Why would I take medication? And, I got peer pressure from some of my friends to take it and all this stuff, and I took it a couple of times. I didn't like it because I felt like it was controlling me. And then time after time, I started abusing it to a point where my body started getting addicted to it. I was never taking the pain medications to get high, and that's the truth. I wasn't taking it for pain, but after a while, your body starts getting immune to it, and you have to feed your body these stupid poison. And I'll be honest with you, Frank. Obviously, you know about me very well. You've known me for many, many years. Last four and a half years, I was pretty messed up, and I was walking around 168 pounds, 170 pounds, sick kid. That's what I was. Walking around 168, fighting 170. Guys were walking in 195, 190 the day of the fight. I was walking around 172 the day of the fight. So until 2.5, 3 months ago, that's when I said, you know what? I kept on fighting myself, but I was fighting demons for so many years, and only God knows what I went through, Frank. Only God knows what I went through. And thank God, for the first time in 4 or 5 years, boss, I can tell you, I'm so clean. I'm so sober. My mind is clear. Everything is fine. I went up to 194. Now down to 185. And my muscles I feel physically strong. I'm bigger. I'm stronger. Mentally, I'm more focused. I haven't missed one God-given training, bro, for the last 6 weeks. I've been pushing myself every training. I got a good camp going with me. I'm very excited about this fight, but that switch that I had to do, either I was going to go 6 feet under or go to jail, or I had to change my life around. And one of the biggest reasons, besides me trying to keep my health healthy and try to come back, I wanted to shut a lot of people up, bro. And you know how that is.
Yeah.
I want to shut a lot. Yeah, you know exactly how that is.
Yeah.
You know, you've been there, you've done that. And I wanted to shut a lot of people up now. I don't want to be a has-been. I don't want people to say, oh, he was good, but now he sucks. No. That's why I made a comeback. And God willing, at this fight, I want to prove it to the whole world. I want to be able to walk in that cage, Frank, and perform and have people say, dude, he's back. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. I absolutely do. Now, for a long time, too, you had a lot of pressure on you where you felt responsible for your entire family. You were trying to make sure your entire family was taken care of. And you sacrificed yourself a lot of the times to make that happen. You know, where you were so worried about just making sure that this guy had a good car, or this guy had a great house to live in, or this person, you know, had food on the table, that you forgot to take care of yourself. Have you slowed down on doing that as well?
It's amazing that you know so much about me, man. What you said, I know that you've been in the game for quite a long time, and that's great that you know so much about me, and that you give me these questions where I can answer without me bringing it up. Yes, my family has been so supportive of me, bro. I mean, if it wasn't for my family and my father, I would have never been able to come back and get my head out, get off the pillow, and you know, breathe and think right and make the right choices. And I appreciate my family. My family has never asked for anything, man. My family has always been supportive. They've always said, you. It's all about you. You do for yourself. Forget about us. We can take care of ourselves. But then again, you know what I mean, bro.
Yeah.
You know, we're old-fashioned people, and my family took care of me for many years. My father has quit his job 3 times because his boss would not let him to take me to a tournament when I was in the judo years. So, you know, they sacrificed for me, and I'm sacrificing for them. And at the time being, I'm just trying to look forward into my career, fight, win, make the income, make all that stuff, and, you know, take care of my family like I always have been. But first and foremost, right now, I've never been selfish in my life. I'm a little bit selfish about myself. It's about my health, and it's about me, first of all. Secondary people come up.
That's good. It's actually good to hear you say that, because you are such a giving person that you would sacrifice yourself, health, training, financially, just to make sure somebody else is taken care of, and it really did hurt you, you know, in the middle of your career. It really did kind of fight off. You're the first one. You're the first one that told me that. Look, if I have money, we all have money. Like you were that guy. Like, shit, if I just want to fight, we all want to fight. Like, we all got money together. Let's all go spend it together. And it was like that mentality. Like, oh yeah, I guess it kind of is, because your dad and your brothers and your cousins and your aunts—they're all supporting you to get you through these training camps. You do feel a responsibility to kind of take care of them when it's all said and done, because they've had to support you all these years. So it makes sense.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. And like I said, you know, at the time being, you know, they're very supportive. They always have been. At the time being, like I said, I'm just trying to make the right choices, train, do what I have to do. I mean, if I only tell you about what people have done for me, as far as my family and cousins and friends, you know, you will be surprised. But then again, you know, Frank, everybody has their bad years. Everybody falls into you know, a quicksand in their lifetime. You know, you've been there, you've done it, so you can relate to what I'm talking about. And at the time being, like I said, this is what I'm trying to do. And it's my past. I let go of my past. I hope people can. I hope I don't get judged by it. You know, there's a nice thing, you know what I mean, in Russian. You know, if you don't fall down, you can't get back up. You know, so I slipped and fell. I learned a lot about life. I learned a lot about family. I learned a lot about friends, people that sometimes don't give a shit about you. You're as good as you are your last fight. When you're shining, the light's on you. Everybody's around you like a freaking a valser or a hyena.
Yeah.
The second you slip and fall, no one wants to pick you up. They just want to step over you. So it taught me a lot in life, you know? It really taught me a lot in life, boss.
Well, let's talk about the future. So enough about the past. Let's move on to your future. You got Rick Hahn coming up this Thursday. How many fights did you sign in your contract with Bellator?
Well, it's a 3-fight contract. But, you know, I'll tell you this. People don't know what Karo is going to show up. They're terrified. Is he going to show up and fight? Is he going to be healthy? Is he going to walk in there and perform other than walk in there and try to pick up a check? And I'm going to surprise people. I promise you. I will die before I show anything negative about me in this case. It's because I'm back to my normal self in the last 4 or 5 years. I feel great. I feel strong. The most important thing is my head is so clean. I don't have to wake up in the morning and think about, oh my God, I have pain. Where can I get some pain medications? If my doctor will call in the pain. No, forget all that crap. It's the past. Right now in the future, Rick Hahn is in my mind. And, you know, I just want to prove to people, man, I don't know how the fight's going to go. But I can promise you I'm going to walk in that cage and I'm going to perform. That's the one thing I can promise you guys and the fans.
Karo, thanks for taking some time with us here on Easter Sunday to spend a little bit of time here on MMA Oddsbreaker with us. Good luck this Thursday on Spike TV against Rick Hahn. I can't wait to see the old Karo back again.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Frank. It's always an honor to talk to you, Bus. We've been training partners. You know, we've done in the same circuit for many, many years. In some way, I've looked up to you, you know, and I really appreciate it. And happy Easter to you and the family and whoever's listening to this interview right now.
Thanks, Karo. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon, bud.
Thank you. Bye-bye.